Hi guys, how are you doing today? So this video is going to be a 2 looks with 1 palette, and today I'm going to be using the color Raine Queen of Hearts. I got this forever ago for my birthday and then I severely neglected it, but I've been using it a ton this last week. So the first look that I did for y'all is my go-to look with this palette. I was actually wearing it in my Fenty Beauty foundation review video, and a few of you asked for a tutorial on it, so this is it. And then I went ahead and also did the look that I'm wearing now, which is a very dramatic, smoky, nighttime type look, but still pretty fall with like the dark purples and plums and this like dark deep lip, which is Sauvage from the Desi and Katie times There's the Colors collab. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Actually, before I go into the tutorial, I just did my eyes and my lips, but my cheeks are the same for both videos. I am wearing the Milani Afterglow highlight in Strobe Light. Just looks like this. It's so beautiful. I'm also wearing the NYX ombre blush in the shade Mauve Me. I've got eyeshadow all over myself right now, so don't mind that, but it's just a pretty mauve color which goes with the tones in the palette. And then I also have the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer bronzing up my face. This is what the inside of the palette looks like. It's so beautiful, so many purples. If you guys would like a full review on this palette, just let me know and I will do that for you. But if you want to see the 2 looks with this palette, then just keep watching. So my lids are already primed and set with a translucent powder, but I'm starting off with the shade Hair, which is the lightest shade in the palette. That is matte, and it's actually such a beautiful transition shade, and I hope you guys can see how easily it just blends out like so quick and beautifully. So I'm just buffing that into my crease as my transition shade and blending upwards. And then I'm taking the shade Princess, which is a nice light mauve type shade, and I'm putting that a little bit lower in my crease, but I'm still using my big fluffy brush just to make this transition a little bit more purple, and I'm just blending that in windshield wiper motions. And then blending it all out above, just being very soft with it. And then I'm taking that same shade on a pencil brush and just defining my lower lash line really quickly while I'm still using it, and kind of creating the shape that I want, building the outer corner of the lower lash line up to my outer corner of my lid. And then I'm taking the shade Ladyship, which is such a beautiful purple shade. I love this so much. It's pigmented, it blends easy. It's really a good shade to work with, no problems at all. And I'm just buffing that into my outer V and then into my crease. Most of the pigment going into my outer V to define, but I did want to bring that really pretty purple tone into the rest of the eye as well. And I'm just using really light pressure to blend this all out. It blends so easy. It's really a good palette, honestly, for the most part. And then I'm going back into my original brush and just blending above. Then I'm taking the shade Duchess, which is a nice brownie kind of cool tone shade, and I'm putting that into my outer V just to define a little bit further and add a little bit more neutralness to this look, since this is a very everyday look for me, so it's not quite as like bam purple. But then I'm going back in with that other purple brush that we used and just blending all those edges out. And then I'm taking this beautiful shade called Queen Mother, and I'm just blending that onto my lower lash line because I wanted the nice pop of shimmery purple. And then I'm going back in with my crease brush and just no additional product and blending the edges of that out. And then I'm taking the shade Royal Highness, which is a pretty unique kind of like taupey purple metallic shade, and I'm just putting that onto my lid. This shade does have just a tiny little bit of fallout, but for the most part it's really beautiful and it's like perfect for the lid. And then I'm blending again just to make sure there's no harsh lines. And then I'm taking the shade Crown, which is a beautiful metallic white shade, and I'm starting off with that shade in my inner corner just to brighten everything up. And then I'm taking the leftover that's on the brush and going underneath my brow bone just for a nice little subtle pop. And then I'm taking the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara and just coating my upper lashes. And then I'm taking the Wet n Wild Skinny Mascara and doing my lower lashes. And then just to show you guys the Milani highlight, look how freaking beautiful is it? Do you not die? Like, it is so smooth. It's just so beautiful. I can't get over it. It's so affordable too. And for the lips, I'm taking the JLo's Nude by L'Oreal lipstick and I'm just putting that all over. This is a really nice My Lips But Better type shade. It has a nice satin finish, but I'm going in with the over the top gloss from the Desi x Katie x Dose of Colors collection and just putting that on top. And that is the final look for the like everyday, my go-to look with this palette. I really love how this look turned out. And now moving on to the next look, I'm going to start off with the shade Princess, and I'm just putting this into my crease. This is going to be the transition color this time. And I'm just blending upwards. Again, it blends out so easily, so beautifully. And then I'm taking the shade Ladyship again because I just love this purple, and I'm taking that crease brush and I'm just going into my outer V at first with this shade, and then I'm also going to take it into my inner corner because I wanted this eye to be more halo-like. And then I'm going back in with my fluffy brush and just blending those edges. Now I'm going into Queen Mother again, and I'm using this to define my outer and inner corner a little bit more. One thing I'm not a huge fan of about this palette is that there's not a lot of like deeper tones. Like the two deepest shades in the palette are both shimmers, which are not my favorite for defining. They're more, I normally just use shimmers for lid shades or for highlights. But I gave it a try for this look and it did blend all right and it looked pretty enough. And then I'm blending with my fluffy brush, and now I'm going into the shade Dethrone, which is a very deep brown metallic shade, and I'm just blending that onto my inner and outer corners. And I did find that this shade had fallout, unfortunately, and I'm sure you guys can see at the end I have like a lot of fallout underneath my eyes and I couldn't get it all to go away, so it got really frustrating and I felt like it looked a little messy. So I'm going to go in with the shade Noblewoman, and I'm just putting that onto my middle of my lid. This shade disappointed me. I just feel like it looks a lot more purple in the pan and it comes off more red on the eyes, and it took building up with the brush and it had a lot of fallout. So not my favorite shade ever. This was my first time experimenting with the deep shades, but I would just suggest if you're gonna recreate this look, definitely do your base afterwards. Unlike me, I did it first since I was doing two different looks with this palette, just to look more put together, but it ended up backfiring. And then I'm taking the dark shade again and just defining a little bit more, since that shade, the red shade, was pretty like pigmented and pretty like red and not purple. And then I'm taking my fluffy brush and just blending the edges out. And then I'm taking that shade on my finger just to see if it would help, and it did make it a little bit more metallic, but I still just, I don't know, this isn't my favorite look ever that I've done, but I was just experimenting. And I do like the way it looks when I finish. And now I'm taking the Stila liquid metal shadow in Next to Note and just putting that all over the center of the lid where I put the shade Noblewoman. I like this tone better. I felt it made it a little bit more pinky purpley like I wanted, and not as red. So I really like how this glitter amped up the look, and I did put it a little bit on the lower lash line. And you guys can see I'm like, what is with this fallout? And then I'm taking the same mascara combo, and I'm also going in with an eyeliner this time since it's more nighttime. And I'm taking the Dose of Colors times Desi x Katie collab,
and this is the shade Sauvage, which is a beautiful liquid lipstick, and I really like how this played on with the colors of the eyeshadow. So that is everything for the second look. It turned out pretty well, as long as, you know, do your base first, that way the fallout doesn't mess it up.
So that is everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed both looks. Let me know if you want to see a review on the Queen of Hearts palette, if you want to see more looks with it, or any other video suggestions that you have. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.